Dean Family Acres.
3 to 5 minutes. Of course, you got to know the number of people here. The only dumb question is the one not asked. Now remember that. If it relates to figs, let's have it. So we just start with a little tour down through here. And I'm going to tell you when the soil will come up. Chicken mom. This, hey. Introduce you to our meal preparer. This is my oldest sister, Ann Strickland. She's got about 30 years.
Thank you.
And tomorrow she will be 87 years old.
Oh my goodness. Anyway, he's my only brother. He's right in the middle of 6 girls. Can you imagine that?
Whoa. Yay! I got the best and I got the worst.
Caitlin Downey's here.
We got all kind of side stuff over here, desserts. If you go away from here hungry, it's your problem. So, anyone to carry the blessed food, and if not, I will.
You go ahead, Mr. Milton.
All righty. Father, we thank you for this time to join together again another year. Thank you for everyone's here. Thank you for traveling mercy that they had, and we also ask for the same traveling mercies when they leave. We thank you for the food that's been prepared, the many hands that worked on it. And we thank you. We ask that you bless it in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen.
She's hungry.
Somebody else is ready to eat too.
Just what?
Majority of the times I have done it, they brew it.
A little more to add to it. Abdul is going to show you some things on the way he has played with propagating fig cuttings and having tremendous success with it. I think as a figaholic, or however you want to term yourself, if there is such a word, most people will enjoy it, and it's simple. And then we would like to open the floor up. Some people said they definitely wanted to know more about floor soap. So we'll put you at the front of it, and he and I will tag team with you as needed. How about that? All right, my co-host Abdul is going to talk to you, show you about some cutting method that he has worked on, and some of it we just have an idea. We tried. Some of it hadn't worked, but he's got one that's working pretty doggone good, and it's simple. And like most cuttings, well, when you buy a cutting, you'll have most of the time 3 nodes. Do you need 3 nodes? No. What if you could do it with 1 or 2 nodes? Yeah. Increases your chance of another tree plus, stronger survival. All right, you ready?
Yeah.
All right, go for it.
Basically, we buy cuttings, and they may be costly, $50, $80. And a lot of times they may fail, or they will root, leaves will come out, and then all of a sudden the whole thing collapses. And we wonder what happened. It could be a lot of factors. And it was happening to me quite a bit this year. So what I did was I took the cutting and I split it. And this is what I found. It was diseased inside. There's no way you can tell if a cutting is diseased.
Place it around you, take a quick look at it, and
there's no way you can tell if a cutting is diseased or not. We saw the cuttings which were right from the bottom of the tree. They were more prone to be attacked by insects, and
Go closer to the ground, closer to vermin, insects, whatever.
And
This is just a thinking through process. As we started moving up the tree, we did notice that our success increased versus a cutting down close to the ground.
And also, I showed 2 days ago to Milton, I got a soft cutting, and I split that, and we saw damage in there too. So the insects can get into the soft cuttings too. What I'm getting at is the thicker your cutting is, that has survived.
Thumb size or bigger.
That has survived all the elements. You know, people tell us it has to be at least pencil thick. You know, I've seen a lot of plants over here with big caliper. I think those have a much better chance of survival and rooting. So what I did was I took cuttings and I split them in half, one node. And what I got was a node with cambium, whole bunch of cambium showing.
All right, that right there just a minute. Normally, let's say that's your node, that's your cutting. Your cambium, you got your outer bark, your cambium layer, and then the wood. See how much cambium you got here on that? But when he split it, how much of an increase did we get on cambium? And that's where that's kind of like the heart of the matter. Well, the node may be, but that node's got to be fed. Where's that feed coming through? Your cambium. Now, anybody here can add to that, take away from it, no different? And if you do, please speak up, because this is a learning for all of us. And that's probably one of the things that we would like to promote is knowledge, our experience, what we've found. So what have you found? Just simply be observant of what you're doing. Okay, yes.
That on the cut, I mean, would that be from green cutting, or that's just from
Lignified.
Lignified cutting, yes.
Lignified, but one from the tree that has dormant, or can it be done lignified cuttings now?
More success with fresh cutting.
With fresh cutting?
Yeah.
Okay.
It could be, lignified, yes, but is it now in the middle of the growing season? How about in the dormant season?
Right.
So far, we haven't seen that much difference.
These were started in January,
All right.
so they were dormant.
They were dormant
They were
cuttings.
dormant, okay.
So these are more examples of cuttings which failed, and when we cut into it, we saw all the insects. Matthew is more familiar with all these insects. I'm not. And we finally traced some holes in the cutting where the insects penetrated, I guess.
And we found a lot more holes near the, let's say, a bottom cutting versus one, let's say, waist high. The first foot or so off the ground is where your most damage was.
So I took 6 cuttings. This was white Madeira #1. These were LSU San Gabriel knot. I don't know what it is. It looks more like a Celeste. Anyway, we took cuttings like this and placed half inch of soil on top and put it in a humidity box.
And that humidity box was a plain old box,
shoe box,
like you buy at Dollar Tree or Dollar General, whatever.
So I started on some of them on February 2nd, and then on March 1st I had leaf. And then on March 28th I up-potted it onto these. So the response was pretty good. The one thing which I kept wondering about was the dense growth. And I was questioning, just from this one node which I've even split it, where's all the energy coming from? I still don't know. So these grew into what we have. So these were January, February, and now we're end of October, September.
Well, that's
So the point is, I'm not saying to propagate this way, but for me, when I buy a very expensive cutting, I can sacrifice one note for this procedure. If the other 2 or 3 notes fail, at least I got something. That's my insurance. Some people have mentioned this may not fruit, or it may be a weak tree. I don't know, but even tissue culture, they look like this. They don't look any different.
matter of fact, they don't look when you get a tissue culture.
So these were a couple of months ago, March or February. So I didn't give any fertilizer, compost, and at the most some seaweed fertilizer. So that's something we've been working on.
Well, now, when I do a cutting like that, or similar to it, yes, I have an abundance of what I have. It's not a big issue for me to take one and split it. I know now to get all of my cuttings will come from, let's say, waist higher up. I don't whack it off down to ground anymore.
When you do your rooting, what media do you use?
Promix. Just in a shoebox. Kept it moist, not wet. No heat mat. No overhead lights.
I was just curious about, say, maybe an energy source where it would take something, if it could get something out of that soil, you know?
Well, would it improve it? I don't know. I guess we could try it and see. We thought about it, but you know, if you got pretty good success rate, from our way of thinking, you know, if it ain't broke, it don't need too much fixing.
Any rooting hormone, or did you soak it into something?
I did soak it in soy soap for about 2 minutes, 3 minutes.
Full strength or diluted?
Diluted. Very. So we have the soy soap, and we did give out last year also. There is a website where you can read a lot. It's an organic product. It's based on coconut, and it's based on carbon. It has worked on soil drainage. It has worked on rooting. I don't do the foliar spray. Milton does it, and he's had very good success.
Well, my success with it last year when I had the ambrosia beetle, I sprayed the whole. Well, the first thing I would do if it had ambrosia beetle, I'd just take my hand and knock that grass, which they call that, you know, where the sawdust where the beetle went in. That sawdust has got to go somewhere. So it looked like a toothpick, and you back off from it. I'd knock it off and spray it. And I had several trees that got sprayed 3 times. But I haven't had any more soil. I haven't seen not one ambrosia beetle this year. And I've checked my trees. You know, most of the time, and this is something too, start checking your trees around the middle of February, especially the last of February. And you know, if you see it, get on top of it. They always tell you to cut it down, burn it, get rid of it. I didn't cut none of mine down, not one. Every tree I had last spring, I got this spring. Except for 2, I think I lost over the winter. And that was small, young stuff. But I did spray the tree with soil. I ended up, the first time, I went heavy on it. Well, I had access to it, I used it. Right or wrong, I can't tell you, I just tell you, I haven't sprayed any this year. I've seen no ambrosia beetle either. And my leaves got a good healthy green color to it. And as long as they got a good healthy green color, do I need to fertilize? But something else I did was spray the drip line under those trees. They call it soil drainage. And I've got nothing concrete to back it on. But if I were a betting man, I would bet you that it is affected by it somehow, because you don't get that healthy green. Even from here, you look, and you could tell the ones that really got, the soil and ones that didn't, by the deep green versus moderate green. Any questions? Anyone add to it?
What's the ratio of the soy soap to the water when you spray?
Well, I now use like 1 ounce per gallon, and I am finding that I can, after the initial 1 or 2, I find I could use less. And a lot of times you can cut it down to 1/4 ounce per gallon, which is being thrifty with it. And nothing wrong with that. I don't have all the technical information on it. I don't know how much you should use or shouldn't use, but if you look at the foliage on a tree and it's got a good deep green color to it, to me, to my country boy knowledge, it says that tree's healthy. If it had a off yellow or a light green, I say, well, it probably needs a little more. Comments, questions?
I got a question for the group,
Okay.
somewhat related to this. Ambrosia beetles, anybody get hit hard this year?
Not on my figs.
Last year, yeah, I agree, so did I. And with very little or too late of a treatment, I tried lime washing them. But when I got done lime washing, I looked back and when did I have the problem the previous year? Date-wise, I was like, oh, I'm almost a month late. So I would have been, if I'd gotten hit, I would have already been hit. So the question is, all right, is it just something cyclical with the ambrosia beetles, or is it something we're doing? No one here got hit hard. Did anyone get any?
Yeah. Not in my
Lucky
figs,
you.
though. Not in my figs. My peach tree, apple tree, the last winter.
Out of how many?
About 50.
Okay, so pretty light compared to, I had 45 out of 48
But
last
I
year,
did,
2 years ago.
But I did trap. Like I said, I trapped, and once I lost one tree, I started trapping them, and like I said, I caught thousands of them. But I didn't have them the previous year, I never noticed them the previous year, so I don't know why I had them this year and not, so they seem to come in cycles, maybe, or in, maybe heavy one season and light the next.
I chased them out of my yard and they went to yours.
So how do you trap them?
Well, I say they're alcoholic because they like alcohol. So they
Beer, liquor?
vodka.
Ugh.
Yeah, they're ethylene gas. They're attracted to the ethylene gas. So a tree that's been damaged by cold produces ethylene gas. And that gas is what they smell and what they're drawn to. So we had a very mild winter this year. There wasn't a lot of cold damage. So the previous year, we had a lot of cold damage, which those trees struggled. There's a lot of rotten wood and dead wood, which produce ethylene gas, which is attracted to ambrosia beetles. So that's what they're drawn to. So most likely, like my peach tree or something like that may have had damage the previous year. And so like my apples had fire blight and stuff, the ones I lost. So they were probably weak starting off in the spring and producing that gas, which then in return drew the ambrosia beetles to those trees. And so, but you can make traps. Either you can buy from Great Lakes IPM. They have like these different traps you can use. You can use pheromones. They're like a bucket with a funnel lid.
Like they have for chicken coops and stuff, right?
Right.
And then what's the mixture?
You just like straight vodka.
About that much in it?
Yeah, just a little bit for them to go in there. Like after losing my apple tree, I went out and I set traps. And because my wife uses vodka to paint wedding cakes and stuff like that, she mixes it with food coloring and stuff. She was kind of mad I used all the vodka.
And maybe she's not using it for just the wedding cakes.
Yeah,
A lot of weddings.
before I could even put the cap on the bottle, they were gathered around the rim of the bottle. And they would go in, I would take like a water bottle and just either melt holes in it, or drill holes
Do
so they
these
go in there.
ambrosias come from the soil? Do they embed in trees and then attack, or
From
they
old
stay
dead
dormant?
wood, firewood, deadwood, they overwinter, you know, in there, and then they come out in the spring and stuff. But they were, like I said, I caught hundreds of thousands of them in those traps.
And so you do that in February? Or?
Yeah, I would say in March. I would say I just started in March. But once it starts getting warm temperatures is when I would do that. But there's different ways you can set those traps. But you can use it to monitor, to make sure that you can start looking at your trees. But usually with fig, if there's not a whole lot of cold damage, you have such high sap flow, so a lot of times it'll drown them out. Once that sap gets flowing, they'll actually evacuate. But then the issue is even once the ambrosia beetle is in the tree, it cultures the ambrosia fungus. And so the fungus will then turn around and kill the tree, even though the ambrosia beetle is left. Because that ambrosia beetle actually cultures the fungus within the tree, and its larva in the beetle feeds on the fungus.
So after winter, if you have a branch, like what we have this, a branch could be like that, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So they can actually, it will spread down through the tree and stuff like that. So if you do its best to remove it, Milton's trees are well established, they're older, they can handle, pretty good pressure, as far as that. But if they're a younger tree, but they usually won't get the small stuff. I think the caliper has, because they go in there, they hollow it out, they lay their eggs, and they, the fungus they carry on them, they actually culture it, they eat it within the tree. Because even once I've seen the beetles gone, I've seen them die back. You cut the wood in half, and some of the decay that Abdul pointed out, like the disease stuff in the cavity stuff in the cutting, looked like it was from ambrosia beetles or the ambrosia fungus. That could still be in the tissue, of the cutting or in the tree itself. So, but they'll usually only get, and taking cuttings from a certain height, I think their damage height is between like maybe, right from the ground to a couple of feet. So they attack that. So taking cuttings higher up, you're less likely to get anything with ambrosia beetles in it or where they have, fed or spread the fungus.
And yes, I noticed that, that, I don't know why I wasn't aware of it, but the minute you said it, it was most ambrosia beetle damage I saw was down in that area when they're down. I don't remember seeing anything that say waist high or higher. Could be wrong, but just and thinking back, that's the observation that I made, that I saw.
I'll second that.
And see, this is the reason, the main reason for this little meeting group is information share. Because the problem that you had, see, I hadn't thought about that before, but you're right, based on what I've seen. You agree with it because it struck a chord with you. And a little side note, we were down in the fig orchard, and that last fig on the end, I couldn't think of the name of it, is Peter's Honey, in case you're wondering. Left to its own, it's a wonderful fig. But because we've had a dry year, I've gotten a good crop off of it with no splits. But if it rains, well, I guess if you'd pick them and throw them in some water, you could probably ferment it, make some probably some potent wine or something off of it if you worked at it.
Now, I noticed when I bought my house in 2015, there was a fig tree there. And never had any problems with it up until 2022. I propagated some figs, planted them out in the yard. The next year, ambrosia beetles hit that tree.
could be, but any tree that's stressed, puts off that effluent gas, which is in the attraction.
Yeah.
So even if you have one tree that's stressed in that area, it's going to draw them in. So that's what I learned is that they usually do not go after a healthy tree.
Yeah, there was when I when I moved there was green shoots, but there was a lot of dead stuff in there too.
Milton, you said to start checking them in February. What are we looking for?
Ambrosia beetle,
Toothpicks.
it looked like a wooden toothpick sticking almost right straight out.
Okay. And they'll be doing that as early as February.
Well, the earliest I've seen it in a mild year was February. So now, around the middle of February, quite often, a week or so before the middle, if I've got time or got it on my mind and nothing else better to do at the moment, I'll just take a cruise right through. Sometimes I get on my lawnmower, I get tired of walking, and like most people my age, I got an artificial knee and I got another that needs to be rebuilt, and life goes on, so you pick your battles when you can.
Yeah.
Any more comments, questions, anything related to this?
Earlier, Milton, you said you drench with soy soap. So the drench, you make a lot of it and dump it around the tree.
Well,
Tell me.
it's a term that they use. I didn't do it. I just sprayed underneath the tree with what I sprayed the tree with.
Okay.
But I did spray the soil as well.
Okay.
Now, are they flying through the air to get to there? Are they flying through the ground? Or do they light on the ground and crawl up? I don't know. But then again, when you look at the healthy green color of those leaves, and I have not used any type of fertilizer so far, not since early last spring. It's kind of hard to argue with a good healthy green leaf.
Matt, how high are your traps?
Well, you set them like about knee high, something like that. I think the highest standard I've seen is probably about chest height on my tree, my piece. Like I didn't even know there was going to be so long.
His wife is a professional wedding cake maker. She made the cake, and I provided the jam. So it was a combined effort, and the result was fantastic. Thank you very much. And I would like to thank my friend Milton. He's been gracious for the last 4 years. He does all the work. I see him every week. I know the effort he puts in, and he's doing a marvelous service to everyone, bringing us all together. Please give him a hand.
Thank you. And thank you. Present that to you on behalf of the group.
I claimed that one.
Okay, good deal.
Very good. Set it there for the moment. Don't nobody get sticky fingers now. Just leave it alone.
I guess so. Last year, at this big gathering, everybody was given a bottle of soy soap. I had been trying cuttings for like 3 years, and they just crashed and burned. Every single one of them crashed and burned for various reasons. One time it was fungus gnats that got inside because the soil was too wet. I tried water rooting. I tried sand rooting. Nothing was working. This winter, I talked to Randall, and Randall had done the video. He's like, I'm trying like 365 cuttings in soy soap. I'm like, hey, what's the deal? So he told me, and he got it from Mike Brookings, I believe. So he started soaking his cuttings in soy soap. I didn't know how much, I didn't know how long, so I followed directions, and I soaked the winter cuttings, the entire thing, for 10 minutes. And then I finally contacted, I was like, hey, how long am I supposed to do this? He's like, oh, like 2 minutes. I'm like, oh, crap. So I pulled them out, dried them off, put Clonex on the bottom, and I use clear McDonald's cups with the lid, so I get my soil to the moisture content that I wanted, put it in, put the lid on, wrap it in paraffin film so I don't lose any moisture, stuck in a dark place. Within a couple weeks, I can see roots. When I start to see roots, I put it in another cup that's dark so the roots do not get light. Those cuttings now, out of the 12, 8 made it, and sitting on the ground, these cuttings are this high right now. And really, soy soap is the only thing that I changed. So that's I'm thinking that's what it is. I got back from out of the country the end of July. I put cuttings in. I did the same thing, but I didn't soak the whole thing. I just soaked like the bottom. I put them all in a solo cup, filled the solo cup, and put it in the bottom. And out of the 30 cuttings, 2 of them got toasted really early. 15 of them now have green growth and roots. The majority of the other ones have roots, just no green growth yet. And again, I soaked them in soy soap. And that's what I think has helped me with my cuttings. Because I've gone through, before this, I probably went through like 100 cuttings and I killed them all. And it was getting super expensive to keep buying cuttings. And like my January cuttings, I was like, if I get nothing, I'm done with cuttings. I'm just buying, already established plants. So I feel like soaking the whole cutting for that 10 minutes really helped as opposed to the 2 minutes. And I did it at full strength. So that's my spiel about soy soap. So
Kinte, when did you start that group of 30?
So I got back on July 19th, so I started it July 20th. So it's what, August 31st now. So in about a month, and I mean, I have growth on some of them in that month, 4 or 5 inches. So.
Milton and I visited the inventor in Florida and had very long discussions with him. He's been marketing this for commercial products overseas and in the United States. When you go to his website, you'll see all the very detailed reports on this product. So he encouraged us to try it in our fig group. Besides fig, I grow a lot of chestnut and persimmons. So I do a spring ground soak on figs also with soy soap. And what I've seen, the effect, I don't see it in the same season, I see it the next season. It's supposed to make the soil loamy also. But I've seen very positive results with even on vegetables. It makes the vegetables sweeter, like radishes and carrots and lettuce. It does make it sweeter. The Brix level does go up.
My plan is also to do a soy soak. The majority of mine are potted because I just don't have enough room. So I think I have maybe 9 between 2 properties that are in ground, but all the other 70. and that's not including these cuttings. I haven't added them to my list yet because we haven't made it through a season. They may die over the winter. I hope not. But once they make it through the season and they start putting on new growth next year, then they go on the list, and that probably pushes me to like 85 that will be potted. So I have severely slowed down what I take home now. Spoke to 2 people. I got 2, and I knew I was going home with 2. I was like, unless there's something like really, really cool, I'm good. I don't want to take any more home because I don't have the space.
I will caution not to use this on fig as a foliar spray. It didn't help me, it went the other way. So it's better to do it as a ground soak. I think that's helped me tremendously.
Well, I was asking about the ratio. Can you burn your trees if you use it as a soil drench?
No.
So I know it's organic, so that's why I was wondering.
It's carbon-based.
Okay.
Yes, it will damage if you go very high dosage. It's very high in nitrogen.
Okay.
So we recommend 1/4 ounce per gallon.
Okay, I'll go with the 1/4
And you can go lower. I did use it as a foliar spray on my chestnut. On one tree, I overdid it. I had tremendous amount of burrs, fruit on it. Not a single one ripened last year. So if you overdo it, you'll get a lot of fruit, but it won't ripen.
I also have not used it for cuttings, watering cuttings. I do not water my cuttings with the soy soap. I just use half ratio of like Miracle-Gro liquid until they get outside, and I switch to a different fertilizer.
Half of interior.
Half of interior, yeah, half of interior.
Getting ahead of myself. We got a big raffle coming up.
All right, so I'm going to move everything that's going to be for raffle onto this table. I'll give you guys a little bit of time to look through and see what's there and scope out what you want. If your name is called, then I'll either call your name or your number, and you go pick out what you want. You got like a minute to figure out what you want and take it before I call the next name, if it's even that long.
Don't go then, because I'm going to be asking you for tips.
And
The second raffle will be for this bowl. It's camphor with some turquoise inlay. So that'll be the second raffle.
Hinte made.
How about you, man? What you?
All right, do y'all have your tickets? Do we have your tickets?
No.
Or your name's on.
Or your name. I'm probably just going to read it. John G. John G, you are up first for the raffle. This one just has a number 035. 035.
Are you sure that you will go? Okay.
035?
Unless something crazy happens.
That's you.
I hope they call my name before they pick the one that I want.
I won't get it.
It's right there.
White trail.
You said white what?
Watch trail.
Yeah, that's how it's cutting.
I feel like I've got one of those at the house.
Okay.
Elizabeth.
Is there another white? Not there.
No, there's one other one. Around here it is.
Right in front of you.
What is it?
Right in front of you, the wilted one.
Right there?
There's two of them.
There's two.
One, where's this one?
There's one, I think, one next to it.
Say my name, say my name.
Vivian!
I'd love to hear you finish that song.
Yeah.
Did someone say there was a second one?
Somewhere.
It's over here.
Somewhere.
I think it's not that purple spot.
No.
No, the white Madeira.
No, that's.
Oh, I think somebody took that one first.
There were two, they said.
There were two.
Yeah, there were two.
Got one.
Okay, I will just pick. It's okay. Really?
It wasn't over there, it was over here.
Yeah, somebody took it already.
It's okay. I'll just pick one of these here. Thank you.
All right. Kevin P.
Oh, Kevin P. Where are you?
Not here.
Oh. He wasn't shopping for time like he's supposed to.
All right. Jerry. Ben.
Oh, thank God. Say my name, say my name. Sicilian Ray.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So that one, Ben, has not been in the sun yet.
Huh?
And that one has not been in the sun yet, and I potted it like 2 weeks ago.
Oh, okay. Well, thank you for letting me to know. Woo. Thank you for saying my name.
Amna?
There you go. You got one you wanted.
Yeah, go where I wanted. Yeah. You're the internal fee.
No, okay. Number 043. 043. I gotta go. I gotta stop.
Yeah. Okay.
Didn't you have this job last year at Big Frolic?
Want any pointers?
I should let the kids pick.
Got it? 046.
We're just gonna trust you on that.
All right. Yeah, that's a good one too.
039. 039. Is that US? No? Anybody? 039. Going once. 039. Going twice.
Gone.
039 is sold. 032. 032? Anybody? You got it? Okay.
Is it for the bull?
No, not for the bowl. Okay. It's gonna pass. Laura.
Yep. Oh wait, no.
You keep changing your name. Can you just pick one?
And it's not going in full sun either. It's been kind of
Look for black mission?
kind of damp. It's
Oh,
been
okay.
the oak tree kind of like this.
That one also has not been
No,
in the sun yet.
the mother
Just
tree.
to let you know.
This year.
17.
017?
017.
All right, Mike, beat you to it. You said you wanted it.
Stella, that's a good one. Dennis.
009.
Dennis.
009.
Dennis.
I'm just moving so people can see.
Dennis. I think you have enough. Let me keep that one for you.
I'll give you credit, don't worry. It's got that wooden tag on it. That's it. Yep, that's it.
Is that my tag on it?
Got a wooden,
Wood? No.
wooden tag.
Nope, not a wooden tag. That's not mine. Will P. Kevin P. I think you're in the wrong. No, you have two. It's you and your wife.
Pay me the last, because we already have one. Send me the last. I'll be letting everybody else choose.
Okay. Okay. Uh, 13-013.
Brown turkey.
Got a return.
That's a good one. Letizia.
I've been told it is pretty good fig for here.
I brought it.
Wes.
It's a good one.
There you go.
I'm kind of
What?
just slow.
Wes. I just called Wes.
Yep, I put 9 of them in there.
that where
Let me
it
see,
went?
I'm not sure.
The ones that they released, like,
I was wondering where it went.
those are the official ones. The other ones are all this person found out. It's like the same people I just found
Yeah, I
out.
was trying to get it so you can see them.
So these are test orchards that someone. Okay, yeah. What is the black bean?
BT, brown turkey. You looking for that?
No, I just seen it. All the ones that I said I wanted.
Yeah, the orchards became very.
What's the last name?
Well, I guess you might as well just go ahead and pick out 2, because Christy, his wife, is the second one that I picked.
Those little ones. She's talking. He told me just good pictures since you were talking. No.
I didn't hear my name. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
That's all right.
005. 005.
Oh.
It's one of the varieties.
85, 005. Once. Twice. Gone. 024.
Mulberry, here it comes. I need something that's taller than me. Yep, you're taller than me.
Costa.
Who that? Who that? CLBC still here?
You gonna pick your card?
We'll make it.
Wrap it around it.
038.
Keep it away from the dog. She doesn't need a chew toy.
038.
Top 5.
Mike, was that you? Zero. Anybody? 038. Zen.
Yes. I got a goal.
We're playing the long game.
Mike, can you shift those to that table?
How about I make the East roll?
011.
Is the right spot? Or?
I was just gonna say, put all the black missions together.
011.
Too much to ask.
My wife. I don't know what she's gonna give me.
Yeah, there's a lot of black missions. I was really surprised. I guess they're the easiest to propagate. Oh, really? I don't know. I'm guessing.
Get one of the black missions.
I don't know what
Lots
this
of
is,
them.
but we'll get this one, yeah. Maybe. Need some PLC.
I'm going to pass, y'all. I am going to pass.
Basilica. I don't know what kind of
Caitlin R. P. Caitlin P.
Oh yeah, you like the one Madeira?
Yeah. That was on your wish list, right?
Yeah, that was in the top 5.
Maria?
Thank you.
Maria? Maybe?
Yeah.
There you are. All right. Excellent.
Oh.
Matt D.
That one or
So then you can that one like this.
Okay. Yeah, nice.
I've already got black missions, so
I want to try that.
yeah.
019. 019. Pass.
Desert King.
Will F.
Only the breadbed is edible, but you can unpollinate the main crop, but the breadbed, really good. Yeah. And
So
it's
main
big.
crop just tastes bad because they're not pollinated.
Yeah, because
They
it's
wouldn't
female.
exhale. They just fall off.
Yeah, if you just follow, but if you can unpollinate it, you get 2 sets of edible crops. But the breadbed, very, very good. And it's a large size.
Yeah.
We got Fig-a-Rama.
057. 057. All right, great.
I got Grantham.
Yeah, just like Desert King.
I got those too. Grantham Royal, Fig-a-Rama, or Stetton.
I bought one with a skin cover for it.
Only the good, but just look for
Right.
the first shit they get is
The other ones.
yeah.
I said I could find them anywhere.
How you doing? Hanging in there.
Yeah.
You volunteered.
You wouldn't believe it. Hardly smells. That one is a Triano.
Down there in the tall tree tops.
Yeah.
Is that what those are? Tall? Okay.
Those are football? NC1.
015.
Sunflower. My sunflower produced purple this year.
Good.
Well, I've noticed them because I just picked 2 yesterday, so I'm going to leave them to let them rise more. So did you test it?
Yeah.
Do you like it? It tastes like a banana or something to that.
My first one's
Okay.
banana texture, but
Yeah.
Everbearing.
You like me some?
Partition. I already have one, so I don't even know.
Never tried that. I might try that.
That's brown
Linda.
It's a sweet joy. Maybe it is a brown turkey. I don't know. We'll find out.
So it has 2 names?
I don't know. It's got BT.
No, that's
It
BT.
says sweet joy.
It's BT.
Oh, I don't want a BT. I already have one. I'll take the everbearing then.
020. 020.
We brought one of ours 2 years ago and I had to wash it with soap and water. Yeah, I'll just go over it. Usually like yeah. The German Shepherd of ours, we had to trim her nails.
Hussein.
Put the table out. Throw the junk on it.
Hussein not still
You
here?
like getting her nails done, but you like jumping on the table.
All right. Is there anybody that has not gotten a tree?
Me. And it makes the tree sweet. Pest resistance.
yeah, I mean, even the guy says that they could be
They're all black mission. Wild turkeys and black mission.
Yeah, that's what saying they were
All right, so for those of you who have donated, do you want to take your trees home? That is a no. So whoever wants another tree, feel free.
If you don't take it, I am.
I didn't know that. I would have taken that if I had known that was a pawpaw.
You sure? I got 2 planted at the house. If you don't have one, go ahead. Yeah.
In that case,
Unknown.
I've seen my offer.
That one's unknown. Brown turkey. This came from Ocracoke. I rooted it. It looked horrible because I went on vacation, but it came from Ocracoke. And it's one of the ones that I can tell you where I got it from, but I don't know the variety. There's a kite store there. The plant right in front of the kite store, and there's a guy that wrote a book on all the figs in Ocracoke. Okay. He gets them from there, but he wouldn't tell me what the variety was.
So were these just extra? Were these just extra?
Yeah. And it's like the kite. There's 3 or 4 right there, but it's right in front of the kite store.
I guess I missed the call for extras, right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. This is
Take your pruner.
All right.
I've got it in the car. Yeah, I got one of those already.
The overall winner for the Wood Bowl.
They say Milton said you ready.
Alright guys, so we're almost back in South Carolina, about to go across the lake right now. And just wanted to say we had a great event, met some new folks, reconnected with some, which is always good. Several of us stayed afterwards, and Mr. Milton kind of showed us around the lower orchard he's got, the hoop house, those kinds of things. He was like, it's a mess. I was like, great, it'll feel like I'm at home. But it was good to be able to kind of connect there and just stay a little bit after, make sure he's good in regards to cleaning up, that kind of thing. And we welcome to South Carolina, everyone. So we just had a really good event. I came home with 2 different figs. They did the raffle, as y'all saw, and came home with a Desert King and a Ronde de Bordeaux. So we're excited about those 2 we didn't have, and seem to be ones that you kind of should have. So had hoped to be able to pick out a different one on the raffle, but that's all right. That's why it's a raffle. Everybody kind of gets their order when your number gets drawn, and I'm just thankful to actually have one. So it was good to be able to just connect with folks and see folks and how they're doing and updates, and hopefully be able to kind of reconnect with some as there's some other events coming up here in a couple of weeks. So I hope I might be able to make it to that as well. I'd love to hear exactly y'all's feedback on, again, as I mentioned at the beginning of the video, just about about meetups and connections and what's the purpose for you. Just was talking with folks at the end, and it's just really cool to see and hear why people do what they do, why some folks are charging large money for fig cuttings, and then others are, you know what, I'll give you one, you know, we're gonna build a community, and how you balance that if it's a business, you know, it's just kind of interesting. So we had a really good time, and really appreciate you guys watching. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. When you do subscribe, don't forget to ring that bell like. That's right, Mike Tyson did in the 1980s. Thanks so much. Y'all have a wonderful and blessed one.